Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm April May Walston and today I'm painting this Americana quilted heart, so stay tuned. So as you see, I've got my rock painted black like I always do. This is a rock that I made out of concrete. No, cement, sorry. Out of cement. And I had originally drawn my design and I didn't like it, and I erased it with water because I draw out my designs in white General's charcoal. And you see I can just erase the design at any time. I really like to use the charcoal. You could also use chalk pastel pencils to do the same thing. So I've got my design all drawn in, and now I'm going in and I'm going to trap this whole thing in rose gold, and that's just basically to kind of help me figure out my design and where all my lines, because there's a lot of lines on here with the ribbon and then the stripes on the heart. So I can't trap it in black, which just means trapping just means outlining. So I can't trap it in black, so I'm just trapping it in rose gold. I actually go back in and I change it. I decide I don't like the rose gold and I go to copper, which I think just looked better against this design. But either way, when you're dealing with acrylics, you can change your mind at any time and just paint over it. They dry so fast it makes it really easy. I'm using a craft paint for the metallic, because this is a rose gold metallic. This is a craft paint. I don't like to paint with craft paint because they don't have a very good light fast rating and they fade very easily. So I usually always paint with Liquitex Basics because they have a very good light fast rating on most of their paints. So, which just means that the design will last longer. All paint is going to fade in the sun, but if you leave your design inside, it could last up to 100 years if it's in indirect sunlight. If it's in direct sunlight, it can last, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, just depending on what the light fast rating is on the paint itself and what type of sealer you use. But it will end up fading eventually. I may, if anybody's interested, I can do a whole tutorial explaining the difference in paints and light fast ratings, which paints are the best, which ones you're going to get the best results with. If anybody's interested in that, I can do a video. Just let me know in the comment section. I've been painting for over 20 years, so I've got a little bit of experience with having paintings fade over time. I've actually had it happen to me. So I'm going in with, now I'm using the Liquitex Basics, and I'm just using a blue. You can use any color blue. I'm basically just doing a checker design. This does not need to be very accurate. It doesn't need to be crisp and clean. One thing about kind of the Americana inspired designs is they have a bit of a craft feel to them. So there's a little bit more of a looseness to them. And I've made kind of this, I don't even know what color that is. It's like a yucky red, and I actually go in and change it a little bit there. See, now I've brightened it up a little bit and it looks a little bit better. What you're wanting is kind of a faded red, not a bright red. Now I'm using some yellow ochre and some looks like white and burnt sienna to make it look more of a tan color. I'm just painting in my bow. And I'm using a detailed, like a very small detail round brush. And I'm painting my star. And this is just my base coats. I generally paint in layers. Now I'm taking black and I'm going to trap the design in black, kind of next to the gold. I want the gold to show up, so I'm going inside here. So it's going to get outlined a couple of different ways, which I think just kind of adds to the design, to the end result. So right now you can kind of see where the rose gold looks a lot like the tan color. It was blending too much. So now I'm going with it's a copper, it's a worn penny, I think is what it's called. Worn penny, and it's a metallic. And you can see it just pops a little better against the colors, against that kind of tan color. And see, you can always change your mind. I think these designs through, but sometimes when I get started, I don't like the way it looks. So you can always change your mind and just paint over it. Now I'm doing my stitching with a very tiny detailed brush with a very light hand, and I'm just doing dash marks for the stitching. Kind of hard to see. I'm darkening some of them up because they weren't dark enough. Now I'm in my glaze, and I do this, I'm taking burnt sienna and a lot of water and watering it down, and I'm using a couple of different paintbrushes here until I find one I like. And I'm just kind of glazing this over. It's like staining the paint, and I'm only doing the edges of the area, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to lighten the middle up. And so I'm just staining the edges, well, I guess I'm going to kind of staining the whole design. Now I'm making the white glaze to go in. It's a little thicker, it's not as watered down. And this is what I mean by layers. See, I go back and forth. I stained it and kind of got it all over, and now I'm going back and lightening it back up in the areas that I want it lightened. Now I'm going in and kind of shadowing underneath the star and underneath the ribbons. All of this little detail just kind of adds to your design and kind of takes it up a notch. Now I'm going in and just cleaning my edges with black. Oh no, I'm taking water. I'm sorry, I'm taking water and cleaning off the charcoal. Now I'm taking black and cleaning up my design on the edges. And that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit like and subscribe and share this with anybody you think would enjoy this video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.